Being white in America, not as safe as it used to be. Living abroad. 3 months ago, I told a friend of mine I will not be returning home anytime soon. My reasons? First of all, I predict massive unrest in the United States post-election. I think a lot of people are able to see that, especially today as things have progressed. My second reason, the fact that it is no longer as safe as it used to be white in America. Naturally, my lefty friend I spoke with was triggered. I heard the usual yada, 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 leftist talking points. He can't believe I said that I'm demonstrating my true colors, and that I, of course, should be ashamed of myself. Suffice to say, he ended the conversation, and not politely. Sadly, and I do mean sadly, I once again have been proven prophetic and correct. I guess they're one and the same. The other day in Baltimore, a white man was walking down the street and a young black man sneaks up from behind and hits him over the head with a brick. I will not show you the moment of impact so as not to run afoul of YouTube's rules. You can hear his friends cackling in the background. This was a pre-planned attack. The video incident was posted on social media with the hashtag White Lives Don't Matter. Classy. Jayvonn Hatchett walked into an AutoZone and asked for a thermostat, was told they didn't have one, and as the employee turned to walk away, good old Jayvonn stabbed him. When arrested, he stated that after watching Facebook videos of police shootings in other parts of the country, that he felt compelled to go stab and kill a white man. Trend? How much reporting did you hear of these crimes on CNN and MSNBC and the other usual leading leftist suspects? Do you think that it would be maybe, say, a page 1 article on the New York Times or a long and leading segment if the races were reversed? You tell me. Will these be prosecuted as hate crimes? Again, if it was white on black, we all know that BLM would be marching and the left would be declaring these putrid acts as further evidence of America's systemic racism. The FBI would swoop in, maybe 50 agents per case, dig through everything, and of course there would be more riots of peace. The narrative that white people today are evil and the cause of black people's problems and oppression are being promulgated by the media and leftist politicians non-stop, which is actually what in fact creates the environment which makes brainwashings of individuals even easier. It's like softening up the body before you attack the head. This is what makes such racial crimes possible. You cannot continually propagate a message of hate into the ether, especially from a position of authority and trust, and not have a certain percentage of people buy into it. Telling people over and over again that they are victims merely because of their race, and expressly telling them who is to blame, and not have negative effects for society is not possible. It's a guarantee that a certain percentage of people who are already on the cusp of sanity will react to their victim and oppression identity by violently attacking those they've been told are the perpetrators and cause for their pain. Do you think that these attacks would have taken place without the mainstream media narrative and the leftist politicians constantly agitated and telling people lies about racial treatment by the police and society? And when I say lies, let me reference Harvard economist Roland Fryer, who is black, by the way, as if that should matter, but for some people it does, who completed a study where he entered in with the presupposition that blacks would get unequal treatment by the police, by the law. His findings? Black suspects are about 25% less likely to be shot than white suspects are. And in the most egregious situations where officers were not attacked first, but nevertheless fired their guns at a suspect, they were more likely to do this when the suspect was white. More whites are killed by the cops each year, both in absolute numbers and in proportion to their contribution to crime and violence in our society. That is what Fryer came away with. Do you hear that narrative on CNN or MSNBC? Do you hear about Hannah Nicole Jones of the New York Times and author of the 1619 Project, which won a Pulitzer Prize despite the fact that it was full of lies and absolute inaccuracies, which were called out by historians around the globe. And the fact that she expressed that it was an honor that people would refer to the destruction around the United States as the 1619 riots. She is thrilled with that label. The easiest way to manipulate someone is to create uncertainty or pain and then offer them a solution. You can get them to do exactly what you want, and that's exactly what the left and their mainstream media mouthpieces are doing, and doing so intentionally, because it's the easiest way to get in power. Morals and principles be damned. Well, in fairness, it's difficult to damn something that someone else never had. So perhaps my last sentence was hyperbolic. As they help to raise the temperature of racial animosity and division, I definitely know who to blame for the discord within our great country. Meanwhile, those exact people, Mayor Ted Wheeler of Portland, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, and the rest of the left are trying to perform some sort of magic trick and switch the responsibility to President Trump. Nope. The narrative of the right is not nearly as divisive and hateful. Nevertheless, when you continually push this evil narrative and infuse it into people's minds, you're guaranteed to create a wave-like reaction. And unless someone is able to stop this wave of racial animus that's headed straight towards our civilization, I'll say once again, you are much more likely to be attacked because of the color, or lack thereof, of your skin. So stop with the hate. Realize that you and I have the same common goals in all likelihood. No matter what color you are, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Mexican, whether you're Puerto Rican, they've got all sorts of colors in them, whether you're Asian or Indian, we all have similar goals: to be able to eat, to be able to laugh, to be able to raise a family, to have a good time. No matter what CNN and Ayanna Pressley push for, you're not that different than I am. Please consider this. Share this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Peace out.